Welcome back to Canterbury Music, and joining me today on the couch I have Bryony. Welcome, Bryony.
Thank you.
Now tell me, you're a violist.
Yes.
Now what's the difference between a viola and a violin before we get into it?
All right, so the viola is a slightly bigger version of the violin. The main difference is the size. So a violin is probably slightly smaller, and then also we have different strings.
Ah, okay.
So violins have one higher string, also an E string, to go along with the A, D, and G. And then for viola, we have a C string as well, this one, which is actually the same as a cello, but we still play it with our up on our shoulder.
Okay,
yeah.
So it sort of bridges the gap between the two.
Exactly.
Nice,
yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
And is it a bit harder to play than?
Well, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Don't tell the other violinists.
No, of course not.
No.
Well, I mean, you have to use a little bit more weight in your bow arm
Yeah.
to be able to play. But yeah, I mean, there are different difficulties with the different instruments.
Yeah.
We don't have to play as high as violinists.
Okay.
Yes.
Not a problem. Now tell me, when did you first get into music in general?
Well, it was always part of my life because my parents are musicians. So I started the violin when I was about 3 years old, and then I also sang a lot in choirs, and then I started having solo lessons. I actually took singing much more seriously than violin at the beginning, but then I switched to viola when I was about 13, and then through various things like orchestra, chamber music, and solo playing, I did discover that that's what I wanted to do when I was studying and so on.
Nice. And
Yeah.
you joined up with the Petman National Junior Academy of Music?
Yes, so that was when I was about 13 years old, and actually being with them really made a huge difference to my career and my path, because I was able to have access to really amazing university teachers from when I was really young, and that I have them to thank for where I am now.
Nice. Yeah. And okay, now I'm going to have to look down to say this properly. In 2012, you were honoured with a Fulbright New Zealand General Graduate Award to complete a Masters of Music in Viola Theory, History and Performance at the School of Juilliard School.
Yes.
How amazing was that?
Pretty amazing. I feel incredibly privileged to have, firstly, be offered a Fulbright scholarship. That's an honour in itself, but also to go to somewhere like the Juilliard School is really, I mean, I just feel incredibly fortunate to have the opportunity to be there.
Absolutely. I mean, Juilliard School is known worldwide. You know, everybody who is a musician knows it, knows about it, and would do anything to get in there. So, of course. Now, that actually started in Jackson, Mississippi, that adventure, didn't it?
That's right, yes. So actually, my first stop on that trip was in Mississippi, and that was for a Fulbright orientation. So I went there for 5 days and spent time with about 80 other Fulbright graduates from all over the world. So that was a really great way to start, because I got to meet many people from lots of different countries, and then we all got to know each other, and some of us ended up in New York, so I had some friends who weren't related to music there already, which was really great.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So sort of, it wasn't like a scary, I know nobody type step. It was sort of a little bit easier to get into it.
That's
and
right.
a lot of those people came along to your performances while you were there as well.
That's right. Yeah, it was really great to have some people to be able to play for in the audience, and many of them came to my concerts, and I organised tickets for them, and it was really great to have them there.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so tell us, what is the school like? Because I mean, it was on Step Up and things like that. You know, people have seen it in multiple different ways, depending on what movies or what documentaries want people to look at. What's it like actually being there?
Well, I mean, of course, I'm going to say that I love being there. It's a really great place to be because the atmosphere is just so charged all the time. There are musicians and dancers and actors walking around the hallways, and everyone really cares about what they do. And I think that's the really great thing, is that we all put in a lot of effort to be able to play and to sing or whatever we do. And I think that commitment to our art really shows, you know, in those hallways, and it's a great place to be. And I think the setting, being in New York, is also really wonderful.
Yeah, because I've heard of other people going there, and it's not so much about how much, you know, talent you have off the block as it is the motivation and dedication you have. They want people who are, that's their life, you know, there's no other commitment. Right. So I suppose walking around the hallway, you just hear everybody going and practicing and doing things.
Yeah,
it'd be quite cool. And of course, living in the Big Apple would be the greatest experience. So what's it like over there compared to little old Christchurch?
Well, you know, I still miss Christchurch every so often, but
that's good.
It's wonderful to be in a place like New York, because there's always something going on, there's always something to do. Although I do spend a lot of time within school, I still have a bit of time to go and explore every so often, and so I love going out to Brooklyn to have a cup of coffee, or just going to have a walk down at Central Park, which is really close to where I live. And
so cool, I'm so jealous right now. So just quickly, where to from here?
Well, I hope to keep studying. I'm 20 years old at the moment, so I really feel like I want to keep going as far as I can go. And hopefully I will get into a doctoral program or an artist diploma program somewhere on the east coast of the US.
Great.
If I am lucky, I would love to stay at Juilliard somehow. But who knows what the future holds, but it certainly involves music.
Oh, good on you, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And where can people find out more about your music?
Well, I'd have a website. Which I think it might come up on the screen. Is that right?
Yeah.
So there's my bio on there, and also some of my recent performances over in New York. And also, I should just say that there's also a list of sponsors and people who have granted me scholarships on there. And I should say thank you so much to them, because they're the reason why I'm here right now, and I couldn't do without them.
Awesome. Well, all the best for the future. We wish you the greatest of luck. And I mean, beside the fact you probably don't need it, you've already taken the big steps. So all the best for the future, and we look forward to hearing more from you.
Thanks so much.
Now we're going to check out Bryony doing what she does best. wow. Just wow, that is amazing talent. I can't even fathom the movements and everything. It's just amazing. If you would like to join me on the couch, as I said, Canterbury Music may be coming to a close, but we're still doing segments with the artists. adam.robertson@ctv.co.nz. Send me an email with a link to your bio, past, present, future, and a video of you doing what you do best, and you could be joining me on the couch. After the break, it's your local gig guide.